It's the quarter-final stage of the Betfred Men's Challenge Cup. On Friday night, we've got two games. We've got a live game on Saturday on the BBC and a live game on Sunday, also on the B. But let's talk about Friday night's games. Lewis is alongside me. First up, Catalans versus Salford Red Devils. This is a repeat of a quarter-final in 2020. Salford came out on top, 22-18.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it, Mark? We all know what the situation is at Salford, that constantly changing Rubik's Cube of the situation and who's going to play. You make Catalan's favourites, of course you do, especially going over there, but it feels like a big night, doesn't it, for them? Steve McNamara under pressure. They've been underwhelming in the first month of this season, so it's a big night. You expect them to go and get the job done against what will be obviously a weakened Salford side in difficult circumstances, but I'll tell you what, they need a performance as well.
Also on Friday night, we've got Wakefield versus Leigh. We're actually at the home of Leigh, of a Leigh Sports Village. Wakefield came here last Sunday and won 40-14. So Leigh, obviously, won the trophy a couple of years ago, looking for a bit of revenge after that performance in the Betfred Super League.
Yeah, cracker this, Mark. Really good. I mean, we talk about stories and what teams will want to do across the season. Well, the Challenge Cup's wide open. Wigan are already gone. One of the top two in the league will go this weekend, so both of these sides will fancy this. They'll see a route to Wembley, and as you say, Wakefield coming out on top last time out. Well, I wouldn't bet against the reverse. It is really difficult to call. Wakefield been really good on their return to Super League. Leigh kind of stumbling
especially
through.
Away from home.
Yeah, exactly. And it's what Darryl's done there can't be underestimated. The job that he's done turning that club around in the last 18 months. Leigh started really strongly, didn't they, this season? They've struggled a little bit in recent weeks, but they've got that Challenge Cup pedigree. They've got that kind of muscle memory of being here before. I'm going to get splinters on this one, Mark. I cannot call it. Who knows? We could go all the way. Golden point.
Saturday afternoon, we have an absolute cracker. Hull FC versus Hull KR. It's the first time they've met in the Challenge Cup since 1986. They played that famous final in 1980. Hull FC playing so well this season, and Hull KR, the form team in the Betfred Super League. This could be an absolute cracker, this Hull derby.
Oh, it's going to be unbelievable, Mark. The atmosphere will be Spinal Tap. We turned up to 11. Two teams are going to go absolutely hammer and tong. It's first versus second in the Super League. I think so often we've had this derby in recent years, and perhaps the one thing missing is that they've always lived life in tandem. One's been doing well, one's been struggling, whereas now that they're both right up there. I know we're only 6 weeks into this season, but both playing really good rugby league. Both will fancy this. Both will fancy a run to Wembley. And, in a way, it's a shame it's not a final because you'd be turning the lights out in Hull for the weekend, wouldn't you? But I think you've got to go with Hull KR just on the basis of the last 18 months.
Now
and the
Mikey
way that
Lewis
they've been playing.
playing.
And, of course, they've got that Mikey Lewis factor. But I tell you what, big news for Hull FC as well. Will Price comes into the side. Could he be thrown straight into a derby? That's a different dynamic as well. He's a player like Mikey Lewis that's just got a bit of magic up his sleeve at any given point. There's so many layers to this game. As I say, I expect Hull KR, they're just slightly further on in the journey, I think, to pinch it on this occasion. But I tell you what, it's going to be some occasion.
And then on Sunday, toss of a coin this game for me, Warrington versus St Helens, a repeat of a 2019 Betfred Challenge Cup final. Yeah,
two teams that have peaked and troughed all season, and we've seen some brilliance and we've seen some not so good bits from both. Warrington coming to this in good nick. I think the Mark Sneed factor in this is huge. What a signing that is for them 4 weeks into a season. He's Challenge Cup pedigree as well, his big game pedigree, his ability to just try and march a team around a field, I think will be massive. St Helens, they had 10-15 minutes in that last round against Leeds where they just blew them away. They've got that in them. They've got a lot of young players coming through. Obviously plenty of players in there that have got the T-shirt in terms of big game experience as well. It's another one. 3 out of 4 of these games are so difficult to call. I think Sam Burgess will have Warrington fired up. They went to the final last year and obviously missed out. I think that could be a real kind of motivating factor for them, and just perhaps the momentum they've picked up in the last couple of weeks, getting some wins under their belts again, I think perhaps might just tilt this in Warrington's favour. But again, very difficult to call.
It's quarter-final stage of the Betfred Challenge Cup, and these teams are just 2 games away from the Wembley showpiece in early June.